Hey guys, it's Greg Jones with Engine Builder. We are here at Sick Week 2023. We've made it to the last day. It's day 5. We're back in Orlando. Today I'm joined by Chris Hein, and behind us is his 1933 hot rod with a twin turbo 6.2 liter LSA engine, and it's our Engine of the Week.
Engine Builder's Engine of the Week is sponsored by Pen Grade 1, L-Ring DOS Original, and NPW.
Chris, nice to meet you. Thanks so much for giving us some time here this morning on day 5 of Sick Week. You know, we walked by in the pit here, heard you fire this thing up. And we got chatting with you, and we'd love to tell the audience a little bit more about your hot rod and your LSA engine here.
You betcha, Greg. Thanks for having me here today. We're super excited to be here. This has been a real great event here so far. A few late nights and long drives, but it's been well worth it. So my package here today is I brought my Factory 5 Racing 1933 Ford 3-window coupe. And it is, we just put the whole combination together. We started about 3.5 months ago. Ended up cutting the chassis off at the firewall and rebuilt it all the way back. So we put an 850 cage in it and did a 4-link wishbone suspension to try to make it go straight. And the real heart of this combo is we put a stick in it. So we decided we were going to go stick racing now, and it's something that's brand new to me. I've never done it before. So just a couple days ago in Bradenton was the first, we did some testing just before Sick Week, and that was the first time we were able to make passes with a stick car. Wow. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah. So, that's awesome.
The power plant here is a full LSA long block. Nothing too special in it here, but we did pull it apart before, made sure everything was healthy, gapped the rings for the additional boost, and one of the big keys is the dual fuel setup that we put on it. So with the dual fuel, we're just running pump gas on the street because it's only a 9-to-1 motor, and then we convert over to E85. The Dominator converts it over automatically once we get up into 3-4 pounds of boost. So it works really well for that. And then the biggest thing is these Garrett turbos are working awesome today. So we got a pair of a G35 1050s on here, and it works really well with this combination. Builds boost quick on the 2-step and makes a nice clean power curve to help keep this stock bottom end alive. So
yeah, that's what it's all about, right?
That's right.
Awesome. And Chris, about how much boost are you running through the twin turbos?
Today we're gonna try to tickle 18 pounds and see what that does. Before we came, the only real testing we got is we put it on the engine dyno and made about 8 laps there just to try to get a base tune in it. We were really limited for time. Yeah. So on the engine dyno, it made 1,020 out of the wheels at about 14.5 pounds on a pretty moderate tune-up. So we're gonna push 18 today and see if we can't get it a little deeper into the 8s. So
very good. And Chris, you were telling me you've also done a cam swap in here. You got a little bit more of a beefed up cam.
Yeah, unfortunately it's the wrong cam for the combination, but that's what we had in the limited time that we had. So it's actually a custom grind Texas speed cam right now that was meant for the blower that was on here just before Sick Week. So with the limited time, we said cams are cams. So we left the blower cam in it, took the blower off, put the turbos on, and just hope for the best. And actually, it's turned out really well here so far. So
yeah, well, that's good to hear. And tell us a little bit about the intake. That looks like something
yes,
kind of custom fab.
This intake is from Shear Fabrications. It's air to water intercooler with their custom top on it. So you can buy them for I put this one on the Holly low ram, and with the dual fuel injectors, and it works out really well. It's a real nice package. It's nice and low if you're worried about hood clearance. Obviously not worried about the hood clearance thing, but I didn't want it sticking up too much because I don't have a ton of vision to begin with.
Right,
so.
right. Absolutely. So, Chris, you mentioned you got a 850 cert cage in this hot rod here. So you're kind of limited out on the track, but what kind of times have you been getting this week?
Yesterday we ran a personal best. So to start out the week, we had radials on the car, and I still have a diaphragm clutch in there. So we're running a McLeod RXT twin disc RXT 1200, and with mainly my lack of driving skills, I kept blowing the tires off. So yesterday morning we went over to the Mickey Thompson trailer, got him to hook us up with a set of slicks, and we did a 4-link bar change to change it over to the slick setup, and yesterday it rewarded us with a personal best of 890 at 156.
Awesome.
So, and we're still working on that front half. The first 300 feet still needs some work, and my driving still needs some work. So
yeah. So ultimately, what are you hoping for? If everything goes perfect and smooth, and you get stuff all figured out.
Ultimately, the ultimate goal is I want to be right on the edge of that cage cert and be able to make it to the end of these dragon drives. So when we built the combination, I looked at one of my fellow racers from Canada, Chuck Norris, Rich Guido there, and he's actually lives close by to me, and I know him really well. So I used a lot of his input when we were putting this thing together, and looking at the field of stick cars, if we can make a really consistent 850 stick car, we should be able to put it in the podium just about every event. So we're currently sitting third here today, just a little bit behind Frank Romano. Frank's got that beautiful 210 naturally aspirated stick car, and Guido's in number 1 right now. So if I can get another high 8-second pass, or maybe a little bit better, I might be able to take second from Frank today. So that's the goal here today.
Yeah, and Guido's he's a tough guy to beat. He won that class last year too, right?
Yeah, he's a legend. He knows how to make that car make the entire trip. Definitely envy him. I mean, he doesn't even own a truck and trailer. He drove that thing 3,000 miles from southern Alberta to Sick Week, made the event so far, and he's going to turn around and drive it home with his 85-year-old dad in the passenger seat. So I gotta give props to him, because that's an amazing program they got going on. So
absolutely. Well, Chris, we wish you the best of luck here on day 5 here, and yeah, hope you do secure that podium spot, and second place would be awesome.
Yeah, yeah, that's what we're hoping for. It's been a wild ride here so far. Ultimately, we're just excited that we made it here to begin with. The car was a big challenge to get it all put back together, and then 3,000 miles down here, and to be able to make the whole event on a brand new combo. So we're thrilled with where we are so far. So anything is just just a bonus at this point.
Yeah, so. Excellent. Well, Chris, again, thanks for the time today to chat. Yeah. Awesome hot rod, awesome LSA engine here, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Guys, that does it for this episode of Engine of the Week. Make sure you're checking out enginebuildermag.com for more engine content, and follow us across social media. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.